of errors that I wanted to point out. Yeah, nothing too nitpicky, it's just that I would like to express a concern about this. I'm only doing this because I would like to see you reach your maximum potential. I wouldn't normally do this for any other student. Yeah, let me grab a pencil real quick. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to point out, this is a creative writing class. And I have seen your creative ability in action before, and I just feel like we're not getting the full effect in this piece. I understand that this was just an exercise, but I noticed that you weren't pouring in the same effort that you were in your other assignments. Like, take this for example. So, right here is where you're supposed to hook your audience. Now, I'm already a big fan of your writing, and if you do become an accomplished author, I'm sure the audience would be expecting the same from you. But take, for example, that this is their first time reading any of your work, and there is no attachment to the author whatsoever. There has to be more of an established concern, a call to action, if you will. And so I honestly don't think there's anything technically wrong with this opener, but we can always make it better. And so I would simply reword some things. I mean, the age-old classic is to reword it into a question. That's something very simple, but again, we need to grab the reader. So I suggest that we go something a little bit different. Come out with a statement. If you go out with a statement as bold as this, then you make the reader do the questioning. You see, a good writer is marked not by just their innate ability in what they do, but it's also in what they're able to make the reader subconsciously do. If you make this an interactive piece, if you make it an experience where the reader is equally as involved, especially when they don't even know it, that is how you write. Of course, like I said, there's nothing explicitly wrong with the original draft. But considering this is a draft and an exercise, when we do get to our project pieces, this is something I want you to bear in mind. Well, I also do believe that out of everyone that we have in this class, you have the best shot at winning an award or some sort of scholarship. If you wouldn't mind, I would love to have some of your work submitted. I brag about you enough in the department, but I do need a little bit of a backbone in order to lean on. I think you would do great. And if you keep it up at this rate, you will surely surpass myself and anyone else in this department for that matter. Again, you have a special talent, kid. I'd hate to see it not go to use. I wouldn't say go to waste, because in all aspects of this, these skills are transferable. And so I trust that whatever you do with your life, you'll be able to see much success from it. But as for your time here and as your professor, I must do my job and encourage you to submit some of your pieces, because, again, this is some good stuff. But aside from that one note on that assignment. There's not too many other errors I noticed. Yes, just, I believe, one. Yes, just one comma splice near the end. But other than that, I don't see any issues. If you don't mind me asking, I just had I wouldn't consider this a concern, but more so just out of curiosity, I wanted to ask you something, if that's okay. What does a student like you think of a professor much like myself? Think of this as a bit of peer review. But before we can get to, criticisms, as you are aware of our end of semester evaluations, there's a time and place for that. But as for right now, I would like to implore you on a couple of things. It's always good to have a third-party opinion. Be able to take a step back and, look at yourself. For starters, I've mentioned before that you are quiet, you keep to yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. After all, my lectures are fairly one direction. But I do like to have a bit of communication. I see you're already coming out of your comfort zone to come and talk to me, so I believe we do have some established ground together. Think of it this way: in class, try not to think too much about the other students. If I ever need your help or am to call you for a question, it's just us two, okay? Eliminate the stress, if possible. Easier said than done, right? What's that? Well, what seems to be the problem, dear? You find it easy to be distracted in class. Well, I try my best to make this a distraction-free zone. But if there's anything else I can do to improve the learning environment, fire away, I'm all ears. Oh dear, is it anything on my part? Like, me specifically? Because if it is outside of your control, I was, hinting towards I could possibly, help out. Okay. I can be distracting sometimes. Well, I do apologize if I do get off topic from time to time. Well, my goodness, sorry if I'm blushing right now. No, that's absolutely okay. No, I understand that